What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We out here with another Divide music reaction. This time we're checking out his Rengoku song, Set It On Fire. Now, I took a look at his description down here, and he was saying that, the movie pretty much sent him on a roller coaster, and he didn't expect to make a song for Rengoku the way that he did. But we know that movie really definitely started to pull on our hearts and everything. Really made us, root for him. You know what I mean? So I'm super excited in seeing the direction that he took. I'm imagining it's going to be a whole lot of emotion poured into this, whether it be the instrumental, the guitar playing, especially the guitar playing, and of course, the lovely vocals. So let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. First off, definitely thank you to all that Patreons, man. Y'all see how much that list has grown over time? Y'all the real ones. Okay, before that even starts, so interesting, right? It's crazy what type of emotions this movie brought out, and I'm starting to see this certain same kind of cinematic-esque and same thing I saw on Fable's track. I'm starting to get that feeling here, and Divide's track, right? That kind of feeling, that tugging on your emotion, especially with the opening being the piano, right? Already kind of setting that sad kind of mood to kind of give you an idea of what this song is going to be about. And then, of course, what's a Divide song without some guitars? You got to come in there, you got to throw a little bit of that grit in there. But even then, the guitars they don't even sound as loud. You know what I mean? They're still almost kind of muted, not necessarily muted in a sense, but kind of lowered, kind of give that same kind of high energy sound, but at the same time, keep it along that same level of, super sad or emotional, if you will.
I'm turning the pages as I walk through the darkest of rooms. Seen so many places, tangled up with the bodies they've consumed. I won't let your demons bury your heart away. It's a death I'm becoming, but this won't be your day. I'll leave the bleeding, begging it's time to stay, but I'll show them no mercy, cast them far away. We're tormented bandit, and it won't refuse. I will set it on fire, set it on fire. Your heart is the kindling, but you have to choose. Will you set it on fire, set it on fire?
Oh man, okay, Divide, man. I'm telling you, every time you put out, man, I'm first thing before I even start doing reaction, I just sit here and I think, all right, what's this composition gonna sound like? It's crazy everybody's been leveling up. During that entire chorus, one thing that really kind of struck me was that high-pitched guitar that was playing in the background, right? It's crazy how one little element can kind of tie everything together. It almost kind of gives you like that sense of wailing, like that sense of crying. Not necessarily, but like I don't know I don't know how else to put it, but you just imagine what it would sound like without that little guitar in the background. I'm pretty sure you guys heard it. If you didn't, you're gonna hear it now. You can't necessarily hear it anymore, but it just stood out. It's mixed to be in the background, but I think that's perfect, right? Because you get this energy with the guitars, but that it's like you got to keep like some type of common theme or like concept within the whole thing. So you can't let it get too rocky, because we still want to drive somewhat of that sadness or inspiration in there, right? That kind of glimmer of hope. And I think that sound in the background is definitely what gives that. So good stuff, man.
I'm dreaming of days past in your home where I told you my truth. My passion is steadfast. I have nothing that I have to prove. I won't let these demons bury my When tormented, pending, and it won't refuse, I will set it on fire, set it on fire. Your heart is the kindling.
Hold on, I need to pause it right here, right? Because the thing about it is, especially when it comes to song structure, there's going to be some type of either a bridge, is that what they call it, into the next one, but it might be a solo. So I want to give that the proper respect it needs and not pause it seconds before it happened. Or even though I just did it, but you guys know what I mean. So interesting, right? Obviously, this song was made with the movie in mind, but kind of dig in a little bit deeper to another message that Device trying to convey to us is pretty much torment impending, you set your heart on fire. So essentially, when you ever feel like giving up, or you down on you down in the blues, or everything's against you, right? That's the time where you need to set it on fire. That's the time where you need to pull everything out of you. You got to show your will. You got to show your strong heart. You got to pretty much just bust out of no matter what's going on and just pursue through. It's hard. It's easier said than done, but it's a very, very valuable lesson that you'll learn. And once you do it once, it's not necessarily going to get easier, but you're going to be in that mindset to always keep pushing through. But it takes a very, very strong character and a strong will to do. So that's what I'm getting, what I kind of understand, like the deeper layers underneath this. Because I imagine when people are watching it, the reason why you were inspired, because sometimes you can think about at a time where maybe you was in that situation, not necessarily slaying demons, or at least some of you, I don't know if some of you guys might be demon slayers out there, but you out there, slaying your own demons and everything. You've been in that point where you were down and out and everything, but then you somehow made it. And this movie might have been a recollection, against that. When people you got to remember, there's people who write these things, they write these movies, even though it's anime, some of those writers are pulling from experiences that they probably had on themselves. And I like to think that when we watch some of these animes, even though it's like super over dramatic, there's still that core message there. And that core message is the reason why it's tugging at you, making you feel the way you do. And of course, great writing, and lovable characters. So yeah.
But you have to choose, will you set it on fire, set it on fire. When tormented, pending, and it won't refuse, I will set it on fire, set it on fire. Your heart is the kindling, but you have to choose, will you set it on fire, set it on fire. When tormented, pending, and it won't refuse, watch you set it on fire, set it on fire. Your heart is a kindling, and you'll
Wow.
refuse, watch you set it on fire,
Wow.
set it on fire.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Got to get that retention. Got to watch it all the way through. All the way through. Okay. So obviously I was sitting there and I was expecting some type of solo and everything, but he surprised me. He, if I'm getting the correct term, he modulated up. Now that's very interesting, right? Because usually if you're going to repeat something over and over again, in song structures to kind of deliver kind of that message, and the whole purpose of a hook or a chorus is to, of course, summarize the entire song, right? Summarize the entire song's theme into this chorus, so that, and then your lyrics or your verses are pretty much just details of what the chorus is about, right? So he repeated a couple of times, right? It's definitely hitting us. We got memories of the movie in our mind and everything. And then there's that climax, right? There's climax in the songs. Usually what I would expect is a guitar solo. But then I sit here and think, I'm like, okay, well, if Divide's going to give us a guitar solo, right? You definitely don't want it to be something super fast and super aggressive, right? You can do fast and aggressive. Usually in emotional songs, you want to kind of get that kind of crying emotion or something like that. So most of them tend to maybe start off low a little bit, chilling down there in the bass line before it inevitably hits up into them high notes, and they'll just play around in there and to kind of give you that feeling like, you know what I mean? But instead he modulated up. And that's another way that you can kind of drive that feeling, but just a simple modulation. And that's crazy. I wasn't expecting that. And then all of a sudden, the chorus that you just heard sounds completely different and it hits you right there. That was an excellent choice right there. It was excellent because it blew my mind. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting the modulation. I thought we was just going to get a solo. Excellent work, man. Excellent stuff. I love how you just kept the mood, kind of kept that hopeful, that sad, that kind of cheery feeling throughout the entire song, man. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm a music person first, and I feel like I can give better reactions to like musically sound stuff, like because that type of stuff really, really draws on me. I think I do these type of reactions a lot better than I do the ones with the rap. I can get some of the bars and everything, but since my background is in jazz and not necessarily in rapping, I'm obviously gonna fall short a little bit there, but I do what I can there. But you put some musical masterpieces and stuff and thought out, conceptual, orchestrated sometimes pieces in front of me, boy, I'm gonna want to tear that apart like a dog in a Thanksgiving turkey bone. Come on now. All right, y'all. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.